so long I thought I would go blind. But I don't believe a single...
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, All Things Logic. I'm Jeremy Haas. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to use Logic Pro's Bass Amp Designer. It's pretty sick, I enjoy it, I love it, it sounds great. So without further ado, let's get started. Yeah. Alright guys, first off I'm going to open up with Logic Pro here. Alright, so this is a project I've been working on. It's called All Bets Are Off. It's a 3/4 time song. It's the time signature is 3/4 time. It's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, it's like a punk song, kind of punk rock, a little bit. Yeah. So what I've done is I've already recorded the guitar parts right here in red. Okay, so I've got a left guitar. I got a rhythm guitar to the left ear and rhythm guitar to the right ear, basically. Okay. But I'm only using 2 right now, and I have no effects on any of this except I already have an effect on the bass, or I put the amp designer on the bass guitar now. I use a direct signal and then straight with my bass guitar. Okay, so but I did a dry track, and then I added the bass amp designer later. I didn't use the preset sounds. I don't like to use the preset sounds. Because if you go in, I'll show you what I mean in just a second, why I don't do that, but how I go about doing it this way. Let me play a clip of you of the song real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about, so you can hear it. Like I said, the guitars I just have this guy playing and this guy playing for guitars, and that's my left ear and right ear. I did 2 different takes, one to the left ear, one to the right ear, and it's just it's an SM57 recording my 6505 Plus through in its cabinet. Okay, so with a microphone. So and it's got no effects on it. I've done nothing to EQ it or anything to it yet. And so the bass, what I did with the bass is I went direct in with my bass guitar into my audio interface and recorded a dry track there. Okay, so first off, let me just show you, if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and so here's the bass track right here. Let me hit play real quick so you can hear the whole song together. Okay, this is called All Bets Are Off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play that with just the bass by itself. This has it has the amp designer on it, but I'm going to show you how I did all this in just a second. Okay, so if you don't know how I did this, let's hit plus right here. Say I'm just going to lay down the bass track right now itself. See, I don't have it laid down yet. This is what I did. I went over the audio and I went to mic or line. Okay, I didn't go to guitar or bass. Okay, if you're going direct in with your guitar or your bass guitar, if you want the preset sounds, then you use this guitar or bass, because it will set up the signal right and everything. But then you're stuck with that signal. Basically, you're stuck with a preset sound. There's ways to get around that, but I prefer to go through either a direct box or sometimes just go direct into my with my bass anyways, into my audio interface. And but no matter what, I will go through mic or line first. Okay, and I'll record it, and when I hit this, I'll create it'll be a dry signal here. Okay, so when I record, it'll just be the clean direct signal from the bass guitar, and that's what I did here. Okay, so and then once I got that recorded down, once I've got the bass track down, then I went and I added an amp sim to it, the amp designer. And so this is the amp designer right here. Let me go and show you real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and it's because it's in the recents. If it's not, it's usually you gotta go down right here, amps and pedals. Okay, and then let me show you what I'm doing real quick. Right over here is this is where this is basically, if you don't know this yet, this right here, this is your, so you see it change when I change these. This is your tracks, like master and input and all that, so it's got all the tracks plugins that you're going to put on it, effects, amp designer, bass designer, whatever, pedals, reverb, all that stuff. Okay, so so I'm going to go right here is audio effects. This is where we're going to go, and we're going to go down to, this is how we put the bass designer on there. We're going to go to amps and pedals, and we're going to go over to bass amp designer, mono, and create. Okay, There we are. There's your bass amp designer there, okay? From here, we can fine tune that clean dry signal to what we want. Either put, a clean bass on it, or a crunch, or a distortion bass, whatever you want to do to it, okay? So now that I showed you that, I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to get rid of this track because I already have a track. So let's get rid of that. We're going to go over here. And now that you saw how I did that, see how I have we can go ahead and get rid of this right now. So I just showed you how to go get, so now I'm on the bass, I got a dry direct tap. I'm going to turn it off real quick just so you can hear the bass track without the amp designer on, okay? Now I'm going to turn it on. Pretty cool, huh? So you can hear the difference that made, okay? And that's just a bass amp designer. I don't have any other things on there like a pedal board or effects, or I don't have any EQs on it going on yet, except for what comes with the, in the amp designer itself, okay? So I'm using classic comp right here for the bass sound, okay? But you can actually go around and I don't want to mess up my presets, so what I'm going to, I guess what I'll do is I'll do this. Watch this. Let me do this real quick. Let me make a new track. You can make the exact same track with the same setup. What I'll do is, let me get rid of that. I will do this, and I will copy this, and I'll paste this to this one. Okay, so I got the same one with the same. So now I've got that. So I can leave this alone. So I'm not messing with the bass track I already have and the amp. I don't want to mess with. I like the sound. I don't want to mess with it. So I'm going to go ahead and so basically we got the same thing here. Let me hit play. Okay, so now you got to click on that to actually bring up the screen of the bass designer. Okay, now I'm going to show you as it's. I'll stop it. So here is you're going to left click on this bad boy, and you're going to have all your different. This is what's really cool about the bass designer or bass amp designer, doing it this way with microline, not going in the very beginning and picking that guitar or bass in the beginning when we're setting up the track. Is that you can customize your own bass amp here and amps and stuff and pedals. And so you've got all this to choose from, okay? This is crazy amounts to choose from, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play and show you a couple different ones as it's playing, okay? Let's do some. Let's try a classic step. Funky later. Okay. Modern stack I really like. It's got a good sound. Okay. Now that that's going on, now this is where you can fine tune everything. So you got your basic amp sound you're looking for, okay? Your amp and everything. So this is the amp head here, okay? Now this is your cabinet. This is your cabinet with its speakers and the microphone. You can change your microphone, you can change your cabinet, and you can change your amp all separately. But when you pick just like modern stack like I did here, it has a set. These are basically preset sounds. It has a setup for you, and it's all set for you, and the way that they have it. But and then also you can go down here and you can customize the modern amp, classic amp. But whatever you do here, this model, when you do the model, it'll change all these. But if you want to actually just change the amp head or just change the cabinet or just the microphone, you do that here. Here is the amp head right here, classic amp. This is your cabinet. There's 8 10s there, okay? And then this is your microphone over here, okay? So they've got a condenser 87. They've got I love the dynamic. This is like a Sennheiser 421. Basically, look, it even looks like it, So and let me show you one other cool thing about the microphone real quick and the cabinet. You can actually see this little thing that keeps popping up. This is your microphone placement. This is this guy, see? And you can move it to where you want on that speaker, So let me hit play and show you. Cool. So now I'm gonna so now I'm gonna show you guys. We're gonna change up the actual cabinet. Okay. So let me hit play and we'll do that now. 15. I'm going to go back to this because I do like this sound right here, okay? We're going to keep that there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over and we're going to change... I'm going to stop so you can hear me. I'm talking over it. I'm going to go over and change the amp head itself, okay? And we're going to fiddle around with that. Plus, when you now also you can fine tune. You can turn up the gain of the amp head, the bass, mids, treble. You can turn on the compressor, turn it up or down. The master. You got soft or hard. You got all this different. And you got fine EQs here too. It's nuts what you can do with this thing. So, but first off, I'm going to change the amp head a little bit more for you. Okay. It's more of a modern amp. There we go. So here you got different EQs. You can take it off, turn it on right there. Type of EQ, like so you can. It's easier to got the dials instead. Pre or post, and then bright. You change this up. So you can just fine tune everything. You turn off the mids there, or the treble bass mids. Gain. Master. Okay, so those are all the different things, and then there's all different combinations you can do with all these. Turn up the low end. Okay, and your compressor. Okay, and so another thing is so like sometimes when you're recording with direct, either with guitars or bass, the signal will be too quiet. You definitely don't want it to be too high. You do not want it to clip that signal. So like be careful like when you're recording direct with your bass or guitar, when you're going through direct in your audio interface, that's not peaking. That the signal stays green but doesn't go red ever. Like you want to, if you, way I do it is I'll play as hard as I'm going to be playing on the song, and I'll turn it up as I'm playing with one hand, and I'll turn up the peak or the signal to where it starts to peak in the red, and I'll turn it down to where it's not hitting that red anymore. Okay, that's a good spot to go with, but it's even better to check with like a level meter and stuff, which they have one in Logic Pro, a pretty good one. Okay. So it's good to check and make sure it's not clipping that signal, and that you're like you're around -6 decibels, and around 20 to 18, 21 in the RMS area. If you know what I'm talking about. If not, I'll have another video showing you how to use a VU meter or a level meter basically, or what. Okay. So, but what I was getting at here is sometimes you'll record your signal a little too quiet, and just turning up the master or the gain's not going to make that better always. So there's over here at output, you can always turn up your signal a little bit there if it's too quiet, okay? So you don't want too high, because it will start clipping. So, but that will help you out if your signal's too quiet. It's best to turn that up a little bit. But use a level meter or a VU meter to do that with, okay? So you don't it doesn't start naturally distorting and clipping your signal and stuff like that, okay? So there is your that is your bass amp designer by Logic Pro. It's pretty sick. It's stock. It comes free with it. It comes with it. I shouldn't say free. So I hope it was helpful, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm Jeremy Haas. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That leaves it wide open. See you guys.
I would go blind. You don't believe a single word that I'm saying. Look on your face, I know that you ain't playing.